When does a lasting power of attorney take effect? So a lasting power of attorney must be registered with the Office of the Public Guardian before it can be used. Most people choose to register their lasting powers of attorney once straight away as they make them, so that they can be used as and when they're needed. For the finance lasting powers of attorney, these could be used at any time after they've been registered. So for example, if you were going into hospital or even going away on holiday for an extended period, your attorneys could use the lasting power of attorney to deal with your financial affairs for you, even though you are still able to make decisions for yourself. Obviously, in those situations, it would be expected that you would be keeping an eye on what your attorneys are doing. With a health and care lasting power of attorney, it's slightly different. Your attorneys are only allowed to make decisions if and when you're in a situation where you cannot make that decision for yourself. So, for example, if you were unconscious, or if you had a mental illness such as dementia or something like that, which had rendered you incapable of making decisions for yourself. What does lacking mental capacity actually mean? So in very simple terms, mental capacity is your ability to make your own decisions. You can have capacity to make the decision about one thing whilst not having the capacity to make a decision about something else. So for example, you might be able to choose what you want for your tea, but you might not be able to make a complex financial decision about what investments to make. Some people also have fluctuating mental capacity throughout the day. When you lack mental capacity, it just means that you don't have the necessary capacity to really make the decision that's being asked at the time. You need to have mental capacity to make a lasting power of attorney, because you need to be able to make a good decision about who to appoint as your attorneys and to fully understand what you're putting in place. It's therefore important that you make your lasting powers of attorney whilst you're fit and well, and don't leave it to the point where you've potentially lost your mental capacity. If there is any sort of question about your mental capacity, then it's usually advisable to get a medical professional to consider whether or not you have got the capacity to make a lasting power of attorney, and possibly to produce a report that would protect your attorneys in those circumstances and you. What if I change my mind? Can I revoke my lasting power of attorney? You can revoke your lasting power of attorney at any time whilst you've still got mental capacity to do so. In order to revoke it, you would need to do a specific deed, and you should send notice of that revocation to both the Office of the Public Guardian and to your attorneys, so that they understand that they're no longer required to act as your attorney. Lasting powers of attorney are automatically revoked as well when you die. At that point, it would be your will that takes over, and the executors that you might have appointed in your will.